Today marks a year since the death of former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. The once celebrated independence icon was despised by some in Zimbabwe in his latter years, owing to his authoritative approach to leadership. Mugabe's regime was overthrown in a military coup months before his death to pave the way for his successor and protege, President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Our reporter Hitekani Magwedze comments.
I, Robert Mugabe, in terms of Section 96, subsection 1 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, hereby formally tender my resignation as the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe with immediate effect.
The fall of Zimbabwean strongman Robert Mugabe in 2017 was expected to signal a rise for Zimbabwe and its people. After 37 years of Mugabe's rule, Zimbabweans anticipated welcoming in a recovering economy, an end to human rights violations and the repression of opposition political parties.
There was a lot of expectation that this would mark a turning point in the fortunes for Zimbabwe, as before that President Robert Mugabe had been at the helm since independence in 1980. And there was a belief that Emmerson Mnangagwa would lead to the restoration of the potential of Zimbabwe as a country that was seen very much as a shining star, both economically and politically, in especially the Southern African region.
But the hope gained through Mugabe's fall has fast slipped away in a series of unfortunate incidents. Emmerson Mnangagwa's narrow win at the 2018 polls was challenged by opposition parties and international election observers that resulted in widespread protest ending in bloodshed, followed by recent arrests of journalists and activists, sparking further concerns about the state's attack on the rights of freedom of expression and assembly.
And it's a very concerning period for not just Zimbabwe but for the Southern African region, as the impact of what happens in Zimbabwe has a drastic effect on the Southern African region.
The continued slump in the Zimbabwean economy is one impact South Africa is feeling, seen in the hundreds of undocumented Zimbabweans crossing the Beitbridge border fence to South Africa in search of the bare essentials.
Get inside.
You came for food.
Yes.
You have children at home.
Children and the grandchildren.
Get inside.
You were coming to get food.
Yes.
There's no food at home. It's really dangerous, but because of we don't have anything to eat there, because I'm jobless, my friend. I don't have a job, so I have to hustle, my friend. For me to put food on the table, I have to hustle, because right now my wife, she's pregnant and I have to work for her. If I sleep, all things also.
There are some educated people here. Some are educated, diplomas and certificates, but there is no employment here, no industry.
The extended COVID-19 nationwide lockdown has left citizens hungry and voiceless in their own homes.
Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF and his government right now have actually used the COVID-19 moment as an opportunity not just to reduce the impact of COVID-19, but to clamp down on political participation by the people of Zimbabwe, by saying and using COVID-19 as a cover for this oppression, this suppression of opposition forces.
But the president blames Western forces for the state of Zimbabwe.
We will overcome attempts at destabilization of our society by a few rogue Zimbabweans acting in league with foreign detractors. The bad apples that have attempted to divide our people and to weaken our systems will be flushed out.
sentiments that draw stark similarities to Mnangagwa's mentor Mugabe, whose spirit seemingly remains alive in the socio-economic conditions in Zimbabwe a year after his death. On the 21st of November 2017, almost 3 years ago, the streets of Harare were bright and buzzing with celebrations. Citizens sang and danced as they marked their freedom from 3 decades of rule by ousted Prime Minister Robert Mugabe. They ushered in Emmerson Mnangagwa as the hero everyone was yearning for. But since then, the songs have stopped, suffering is spreading, people are starving, and joyful cries have been replaced by wailing. Hope is as elusive as a decent meal. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Hitekani Magwedze in Johannesburg.